I am with Meet the Moment, MTM.now, and I actually used to work at the Fund for the City of New York for about 12 years, and absolutely love the fund, and it's so great to be doing stuff with you again. And thanks, Ali, and thanks, Rich. All right, so I'm just going to demonstrate a quick little thing called explain this to my board as a way to take something that's very technical and present it to a non-technical audience. And I'm going to show a bunch of things fairly quickly. I will share all the resources with you as soon as I finish up. So everything you're going to see, you're going to get to have. All right, so this slide deck, by the way, was created using, I've referenced this before, Ali mentioned it, Notebook LM, and I actually create the instructions using Claude, but then create the slide decks using Notebook LM. And all of our slide decks actually look kind of have this watercolor look and feel, this color scheme and everything. We're very consistent. So this is a very technical email. We have critical updates. We've got like, SMTP auth and token replays and legacy authentication and all this kind of nonsense. By the way, I'm a cybersecurity guy in my other job, so I know all this stuff of having to explain this. So jargon makes people not understand it, especially your board. So you're trying to make a persuasive case and everybody just gets confused. And so there's a lot of risk. So what can we do about that? We can ask AI to essentially be a translator for our board. So we can take this very technical language, hand it over to our AI and say, hey, can you make this so that a regular human being who doesn't understand what legacy SMTP authentication is, what that means and why it would work? And so here's like an example of a very simple prompt, right? You could use in any AI system to just change it, all right, to be much simpler. So before it says deprecate legacy authentication protocols, and then everybody's eyes just crossed, right? After it says we're going to close our outdated access points that bypass security, so it prevents attackers from using stolen data. Makes sense, right? Everybody can get on board with that. Now, if I use this kind of generic prompt, my nonprofit board of directors, okay, it's going to be pretty good. But my board is not a bunch of generic people. So I'm going to add another potential skill that you can have for this, which is a persona skill. So you can use AI to actually make personas of your audience. In the case of a board member, you may actually know who they are. Okay, if you're worried that you don't want to insult anybody, you can, of course, make up names, make up approximate personas for those board members. So I've got Allie, who's like, the whip smart, not going to take any crap kind of board member. I've got Rich, the kind of, I've got a bunch of money and I just want to throw it around at the board meeting. I've got Andrea, who asks lots of, questions, but doesn't really like the tech stuff, right? Whatever it is that I want to have, I can create these different personas. And now, right, I can generate something for them or even individual emails for them because AI actually makes that possible that each person can have their own right email that's addressing things that they care about. So Marcus gets one, Diana gets another, Terrence gets another, if you wanted to do that. By the way, I actually did this at my former workplace. My colleagues kind of liked getting stuff from me, but felt like it was a lot and that sometimes it was a little like, there's 8 of them and, so I made individual personas for each of them with my AI. And so Allie would like get something that was just for Allie for me. And I would run my things by my personas before it would send it. So you can use that for lots of different things. Doesn't just have to be explaining technical stuff. I'm going to give you a couple of tools to use. So in this folder, which I will share with everybody right now, and I'll get done. Oops, let me grab the link, drop this in the chat. And so here's your demo kit. All right, so this has all of the prompts. It has the technical stuff that you can use. So you can paste in this horrible technical implementation email that has all the, terms. You have a simple prompt, okay? Really, where's the easy one? Yeah, so here's like a simple prompt, like I showed. But then I have a more complex and detailed prompt that is using a framework to provide a much more detailed. So you can try both and see which one works better. And then we've got a refinement prompt. And then you can use that to refine it and actually generate an HTML email so that hopefully you can get out an email that looks like this. Nice and pretty, for your board members, and maybe even an individual one for each board member. And the last thing that's in that folder, I just have a sample of like what my very simple board persona document looks like. That just makes personas. And I use these all the time. All of my clients that I work with, I have persona databases for them, for the people that I work with there. And when I'm communicating with them, I use that, especially if it's a critical communication. And hopefully I